Alright, welcome to Daytona Beach at Daytona International Raceway for heat race number 2. Just a quick glance through the field here. Number 50, Dustin Sloanaker on the pole and Mark Navarro on the outside in car 47. In the second row, it's Aaron Sloanaker in car number 3. Nina Williams, the highest Buick, in car 91. Take a look back through. There's Jared Foster and Jordan Hampton in the next row. Car 1 and car 44. Last year's champion Joe Betts on the outside in car 6, and 28 is Scott Toms. Nick Watt got to make the race. 0-1. There he is in the 22 of Adam Shade on the outside. Robert Sloanaker, Eric Bond in the next row. A couple cars that have to make it back here. John Rucker in 68 and the 20 of Keith Merrick III. Miles Bennett Dyson in car number 05. He's been quick all week here at Daytona. And Justin Bond, the winner of the Daytona race last season. There's David Cheney in car 81. Jared Barnhart, car 82. In the next row, it's Chad Grant in 03 and Stephen DeVincenzo in car number 08. There's Rocky Balboa in car 90. Catherine Brewster, car 07, both Buicks. And the Buick of Valentina, car number 96, and the car number 18 of Rick Toms, who's got to race his way in. There's car 33 of Dana Cady in the Dodge, and the 09 of John Kimball in a Buick. And in the backfield, Thomas Browning, who's been quick all week, must have just missed it in qualifying. And James Manuel, who has to race his way in due to his provisional spot. Quite a different contrast in this race. Still 70 laps. There will be one required pit stop during the race. Whether it's under caution, under green, doesn't matter. And quite a difference a day makes. Yesterday, cloudy, cold. Had one whale of a show. Today, it is about 10 degrees warmer and the sun is out. So definitely going to change the handling of these cars and definitely may change the outcome of this race. And a couple of cars, a lot of cars in this group asked to race their way in, not just including the rookies. We mentioned the 24 and the 18. They were very low in owners' points last season. They basically have to race their way in, or they could be the two that end up going home. A lot of different scenarios of how this race goes. Got a couple cars up there, you know, there's the 47 and you see the 91, and they have to race their way in. What you want to do is just like what Kelly O'Barry did yesterday. Just got to be in contact with the leaders, have a good pit stop, and stay up near the front, and you got yourself a chance in making the big dance. Getting ready for the command to start engines here. Yesterday's race was very entertaining indeed. Came down to the last lap to see who was actually going to make that race. It came down between the 41 and 38, and both cars duking it out on the last lap. 41 was in. The 38 has to wait and see what happens in this race, whether she gets in or not. She wasn't very high in owners' points either. But certain scenarios could come up where that team could get in on a provisional if certain cars make the race, certain cars don't make the race. So let's see how that goes. Yeah, there's about 6 antsy drivers.
Start your engines!
There's the command to start the engine. There's about 6 drivers waiting in pit road, waiting to see how this first race pans out, on whether they're going to make this race or make the race or be on the trailer headed to Atlanta. And there they go. They're all off into turn 1. And they're off, green flag underway. I figured Dustin was going to get out in front there pretty quickly here. Clear for 47, and 47 goes right to the bottom. This one, Navarro going for the lead. And he's going to get it. Here comes Jared Foster in the 1 moving up. There's the 3 car, 28. You get crazy on these first couple of laps. Yeah. We are back in the pack here. There's John Rucker, Nick Watt, Keith Merritt, a couple of those drivers that have to race their way in. Looks like they're trying to work together here to get up to the front. And now taking a look back. Rick Tom right now is the man in 17th. Or he was, now he's getting passed by Dina Katie. Up there on the back end, a couple of the Buicks there. Rocky Balboa, right now the man in the transfer spot. And Rick Tom's getting some, well, he was getting some help, but then Steven Senzo said no sir and kicked him up the curb. I wonder why that is. He's got help from the 24, another Chevrolet there, and there comes a couple Chevys hooking up. Now we're going to work past the 05 of Miles Dyson and Blue Buick. This, more 3 wide stuff. Oh, not quite. Nick Watt thought better of it. Jumps back in line behind Robert Sloanacre. Now him and Rucker will duke it out. Now Robert getting a draft off the 28. A couple of them Dodges there working it. Here comes Robert to the inside. 3 wide. Whoa. Dustin says I'm getting out of that mess. Yep. Backs out of it, drops back a little bit. Taking some half the race the way these guys are running over each other out here. While Jared Foster still is now in the lead, and Mark Navarro keeping that Kingsford Toyota running in second. Sloanaker in third, Robert Sloanaker, and then Nick Watt. Going back through the pack here. Here we go. Some more slicing and dicing. Trying to get in position. Wide again. Wow. 3 wide again. Look at this. Now here comes Dave Cheney into the mix in the 81. Now Steven drops back. Looks like he's going to be about... He's going to be in the transfer spot, I believe, once they get this settled out back there. Actually, no, he's not. He's 19th. Dave Cheney's actually in the transfer spot. Miracle on the outside looking in. Back up front, 5-car, but now it's a 5-car battle for the lead. Oh man, they're going to try 4 wide. Ooh, yikes! Wow! That's a big version of squeeze play right there. Man, 15 making a bold move. And here comes Nick Watt in the Olive Garden Dodge. He's going to have something to say about this. That if I'm going to make the race, I'm going to get up front. That's where you need to be. Right now, he's looking pretty good. Nice if those 2 cars there could grab the lead from the rest of everybody else. Now Jared Foster starting to slip back. Here comes John Rucker on by in 68. Here comes Dustin on the inside, moving back up to the front. Nope, not quite. Joe Betts, last year's champion. Kind of just hanging there. And there's Scott Toms right behind him in car 28. Scott's been pretty quick here all week as well. Don't count him out. He may be one of the favorites in the big race. If he races his way in. He's pretty good provisional-wise, so if he would miss the race here, he could fall back on the provisional. He's pretty high up was high up in the points last year, so. Then there's Eric Bond. Jordan Hamp. It's starting to spread out quite a bit now. Dave Cheney is in the transfer spot right now. Right there he is. Right there with Nina Williams in car 91. Backslid a little bit. She started up near the front. She's starting to backslide. At lap 81 still remains. Justin Bond. Here in car 66. Another one of those cars that if he would miss the race, I think pretty much he could get a provisional based on his points from last season. Now Cheney trying to work on Nina Williams there. That would be for 16th. That would put Nina back into the trouble spot. Oh, Nina throws the block on him there. Way to get it done. Meanwhile, Justin and Dina have hooked up here. They're going to try to make a run on the 81 now. Also got help from the 18 and the 82. here at Daytona in heat race number 2. To decide the field for the Daytona 270. Back up front, Nick Watt has assumed the lead. Got the 3 car of Aaron Schlonaker right behind him. Aaron is the highest car in the field that could get a provisional if they missed the break. So pretty much you can kind of drive offensively here. If she goes to the back, you'll probably just see her just sit back there, though. She won't try to take too many chances. John Rucker coming up in second. And we got a car up in the wall. It's Thomas Browning. No caution. No caution. Thomas Browning has hit the wall. He's got some damage to the nose of the 4 car. Boy, that snapped up the field when that happened. 22's got some damage as well. Wow, so Tom Browning and the 22 apparently got together there. Delta 4's got some heavy damage there. 22's got some damage as well. Now the 22, he's gonna have to make sure he can race his way in, because he was not very high in those points. And he's got a big black mark on the side of his car. He's apparently found the wall as well. Tough break for those guys. Back up front. Still Nick Watt leading. Mark Navarro has moved himself back into second place. Watt now starting to stretch the lead a little bit here. There's Navarro in second. Battle now is for third. That's Joe Betts and Eric Bond. Bond slowly picking them off one by one. Now he moves into the third place, passing Joe. You see Aaron and Robert back there, and there's the 68. He's still hanging up in there. Great action all over the racetrack. Take a look back through the field here. There's Rocky Balboa. How about this? He's looking pretty good right now. And now, since there is some space, just got to hope that the guys behind him don't try to run him down. Each other down the back stretch. There's the car on the bubble. Dina Katie. Her husband Aaron yesterday pulling off the win. Look at this. She's gonna try to pass on the high side here. Bold move. When you get these cars side by side, the other cars behind you will catch up, and that's exactly what's happening. Here comes some Buicks. That's John Kimball and I believe Nina Williams, yes, and they're going to make it 3 wide. And Nina's going to drop way back, way back. Going to drop outside the top 20 now. That time Nina is now the car back in the race. John Kimball sitting there just outside. There's Keith Merrick the third. Come off turn 4. Here comes John Kimball. John says, no, I want to be in the race. Battle for the transfer spot right here. Two Buicks duking it out. Like Kimball trying to use some of the side draft there off the 91 to try to slow her down. And it works. Here comes the 20 of Keith Merrick. Trying to get himself in the race. Back up front, still Nick Watt. Nick Watt's got a strong piece. His crew must have set that car up for the sunny conditions, because this car is on a rail. Sloanacre now in second, Joe Betts in third. Dustin Sloanacre just moved into the fourth. Mark Navarro back to fifth. Sixth, John Rucker. Seventh, Eric Bond. Scott Thompson eighth, Jared Foster in ninth. Ran now 25 laps, and now the tires, the fuel burn off, all those other contributing factors going to start keying in now. Plus all the rubber that's been laid down on the track. Looks like about the top 10 cars are right there together before we get back to that second group. Now that second group kind of fell backwards when the 4 and the 22 got collected there. Coming off turn 2. Luckily no more cars in that were involved. Rocky Balboa Jr. Trying to get the 11th spot. Right now the man in the transfer spot right now, John Kimball, but he's under fire. Here comes the 20 of Keith Merrick. Katie, here comes Rick Tom. Merrick's got it for now as they go by Kimball there. Put him back a couple positions. Serve. Starts to pull away a little bit from Rick Toms. Both those cars would have to race their way in. Battle in front of them here. Here comes a couple other cars getting it. Rocky Balboa, Jared Barnhart. 81, that's Dave Cheney. Jordan Ham. Look at this now, Merritt getting a run off the 44 here. racing here. Some cars in trouble already. I mentioned earlier the 4 car and the 22 both got into the wall. And they have dropped off the pace considerably. Actually, both cars have made a pit stop. 4 and the 22. So they are both off the pace. Thomas Browning, he may be able to get through with a provisional start. The 22, not so much. They may need a caution because I don't quite think they're going to make it from the end from here. They're going to need some luck. Back up front, Joe Betts. Joe Betts now up in front. Amazing part about his season last year when he won the title as a rookie, he didn't lead many laps. He really never even qualified that well, but he always knew how to finish out races. Just when you think this car was out of the race, about 20 laps to go, there he would be, right in the thick of it. He would come up with a top 5 finish, and that's what solidified him in the championship last week. Can he bring that same magic this season? Look at all the rookies right now, looking really good right now making this race. Nick Watt in 0-1, 47 Navarro, 68 for John Rucker. Those 3 right now looking pretty darn good. Other guys not looking so well. Guys like Miles Dyson, who is very quick here at Daytona, but he has lost. He has no drafting partner. He's running by himself back there. So is Catherine Brewster. A lot of the Buicks are starting to fall backwards. Meanwhile, top 17 spot now in danger again. Here comes Rick Toms working on Jordan Ham. They get side by side coming off turn 4. And he's got it. He's in the race right now. Now Rick Toms in the race. Jordan Ham from the outside. A couple other series regulars on the outside. Devin Senzo is right now on the outside looking in. He's back there mired in that other pack, him and Chad Grant. Well, looks like Rick's going to take another spot. Going under the 81. David Cheney. 16. By him. Now Jordan's going to stick the nose in there, and he's going to take 17th back. And Jordan's back in the race. Meanwhile, back up front, Nick Watt has put it the 01 Dodge back out in the lead. Him and Eric Bond both got around the 6 of Joe Betts. Now Betts. Ooh, wow. Man, that could have been ugly right there. Eric giving Nick a little slack there. That could have been real dangerous. Getting to the point in the race here where pit stops are going to start showing up. We are past the halfway point in this race. All the cars still running. There's 2 cars that are a lap down or more, and that's the Adam Shea, number 22, car number 4 of Thomas Browning, who got collected in an incident. No caution, though. Had to pit. They're hoping it cycles back around and then a quick caution can get them back in this race. Then start seeing pit stops. Wonder who's going to be the first car to blink here. Take a look at it here. Oh, here comes Joe Betts. Joe Betts on the inside. He's going to go back to the lead here. He's got help from Eric Vaughn in the 52. Looks like a couple of cars already hitting the pit lane. Still 3 wide. This is for second position. 15 on the bottom, 01 in the middle, 6 up high. Make it through there. It seems like, though, if you get 2 or 3 wide, it seems like the guys behind you can run you down. Back through the field. Mark Navarro, he's hanging up here with this lead pack. Another car starting to make his rounds up through the field is this 20 car. Whoa! He about got rounded there by the 24, man. 24 was all over his rear bumper. About turned him going into turn 3 there. On the inside of Rocky Balboa. That is for the 11th position. 3, wow! Whoa! And these cars must not be handling well now because they are jumping all over the racetrack. There's the 24, the 18. Two veterans of the series there, 24 and 18, maybe they'll hook up and say, hey, we'll get us both in the race. Jordan Camp, Jared Barnhart. There's Stephen DeVincenzo. Where did he come from? He's now in the mix. He's actually in the transfer spot right now. There's John Kimball, just outside of him. And what has happened to John Rucker? He's all the way at the back end of the field. Oh my goodness, what has happened to John Rucker? He was up in the top 10. And he has dropped all the way back to, it looks like, about 23rd, 24th position. He's actually being shown in 23rd. Man, what has gone wrong with the 68? Don't see any marks on the car or anything. This is very strange. He was solidly in the field, and now he's all the way in the back. Wow. Does not bode well for him. He's got to race his way in. Now we're seeing cars hit pit road. Here comes the 18, the 24. They're coming in together with the 33. 66 is on pit road. That was a good move by the 18 and the 24. Little slight contact there. 44 laps complete. looks like everybody's going to be taking 4 tires here. Ooh, that was close. Close times on pit road here. And they come back out on the racetrack. Here comes some of the leaders on pit road. Here's the 50. He's on pit road. Battle off pit road. Dustin decided to go a little bit off-road in there. So the pit stop's complete. Under the green. 46 laps complete. They can make it to the finish here. I'm not seeing him on pit road anymore. There goes Nick Watt going on by. He's going to assume the lead. When this is all said and done, there goes Robert Sloanacre. He's going to be second. Really going to split up the field. I think Mark Navarro's going to come out in 5th. There's Joe Betts. 6th place car. Get some help from Justin Bond there. There goes the 20. They just went by. He just was the last car to make the pit stop. Scott Toms gets by. There's Keith Merritt. Now Merritt was the last car to pit. He stayed out on that lap just so he could have pit road to himself. Will that be the move that gets him in the race? I don't know. Running through the line here, looks like he's going to be. I think he is in the race right now. Yes, 14th. A good strategy by him by pitting by himself so he didn't have anybody else to contend with. Take a look back, 17th spot belongs to Rick Toms at this point. A couple of the Buicks have gotten themselves in contention there. There's Catherine Brewster. Now she's going to be in the 17th spot. Miles Bennett Dyson, John Kimball, a couple of them other Buicks have got themselves in contention as well. Cars out of contention right now. Jared Barnhart, Rocky Balboa Jr. has dropped back. Back up front. It's still Nick Watt. Take a look through the field. There's one car noticeably missing. It's James Manuel. He's on pit road. Don't know what's going on with that car, but he is on pit road, and that's a tough pill to swallow there. That car needs to race its way into the field, and he's sitting on pit road losing laps. And it looks like James Manuel's start to the season not going to get off to a good start here. It looks like that 2014 will miss the Daytona 270. Issues with that car. And we got yellow out. Now we got a yellow out. And we got a crash. We got a crash in turn 4. Nina Williams, Miles Bennett Dyson, and Adam Shade all in it. Oh, and there looks like some extracurricular activity there. Both cars smoking heavily here. Boy, this is going to be a big break to John Rucker and a couple other vehicles. It'll be a huge break for the for John Rucker and a couple other guys that were losing touch with the field. Now this gets the caution out. Lap 51, huge crash, turn 4. We'll take a look at it here and see what happened. A couple other cars on pit road. Steve DeVincenzo's got some front end damage on his car. 24 car, meanwhile, back out on the racetrack. Field gets collected here. Boy, big moment here. Steven DeVincenzo's got some front end damage. Probably going to have to come down pit road and get that fixed. Robert Sloanacre gets collected as the leader. And wow, did this make some things up here. Take a look back here at the incident here. See if we can see anything. By the way, they had to come out and get the wrecker for the 22. He could not make it back to pit road. Let's see what happened here. Ah, 33 got into Miles Bennett Dyson, spun him around. Oh, Rick Tom's got a piece of that. Oh my goodness. Oh! Wow, huge wreck. Oh my goodness, they're still wrecking. Wow. Oh man, this is what the drivers were fearing of. Was the big one, and the big one has happened here in race number 2, and it's eliminated a bunch of drivers. Wow, Miles Bennett Dyson really got smashed into that one. Let's take a look back again. Here it is in TV. Yeah, we'll keep it on TV1 on this one. This was a battle back there in about 14th, 15th position when this accident occurred. And Dina just gets on the inside and just basically turns him. Misjudged it there. Then she got turned by Brewster there, and into Kimball she goes. So John Kimball got some damage in that mess. Dave Cheney's got damage on his race car. Wow, this could really change the scenario of the Daytona 270 lineup right here, as many of the cars that had to make this race get involved in this crash. Yep. Here's Rick Toms here. This is going to hurt his chances of making it there. Front nose damage on that car. Oh man, Dave Cheney took a heck of a shot. Wow, and Rick took a heck of a shot too. He took a big shot from the 22 of Adam Shade. Adam Shade needed a caution, but not that way. Not that way at all. Here we go again. Another look at this. This is a crash that's going to affect a lot of things here. And I tell you, two people that are smiling right now are Peggy Toms and Matt Toms on pit road, because now with the 24 having trouble and their own teammate having trouble, looks like they may have a chance to be in this race after all. Looks like Jordan Hanf may have gotten a piece of that as well. Car's just a junk pile there in turn 4. Huge wreck. Go back to live action here. Huge wreck. That'll let at least 10 cars involved. 10 cars involved in that wreck. And it happens with about 20 laps to go. So after the first 50 laps run under the green flag, pretty clean race, trouble in turn 4 when Dina Katie got into the rear quarter panel of Miles Bennett Dyson, spinning across the track, and other cars getting collected, including the 18 of Rick Toms, who had to make this race. Jordan Hanft, Stephen DeVincenzo, Adam Shade, who was hoping for a caution just to get back on the lead lap. Now that didn't happen now they got involved in the wreck. So we're going to get the one to go this time by. Robert Sloanaker in the lead, Nick Watt in second. You're going to for the first time this season, you're going to see cars lined up on the inside. These are cars that are more than one lap down. James Manuel, he's still running, so he's still got a chance, even though he's several laps down. Nina Williams and Tom Browning also laps down on the bottom of the racetrack. Got Robert Sloanaker the leader, Nick Watt in second, Dustin Sloanaker in third, Eric Bond fourth. Fifth is Joe Betts. Transfer spot, that now belongs to John Rucker, and he was almost out of this race a moment ago. And now he is back in this show. He might just be able to race his way in there. There are actually 5 cars officially out after that wreck. Rick Toms, Dave Cheney, Miles Bennett Dyson, Jordan Hanft, and Adam Shade are all out of the race after that humongous crash. And as far as making the Daytona race, well, Rick Toms, Miles Bennett Dyson, and trailers like they're going to be going to Atlanta, missing this first race of the season. So here we go. I'm going to line it back up for you here. See who's going to make this race. Who's going to make the Daytona 270? Who's going to be on the trailer? Back under green. 15 laps to go. Robert Sloanaker leads him off into turn 1. Sloanaker moves into second place. Eric Bond in the third. 24 car, remember, he's about 6 laps down. Issue with that car was they had a plug wire come on that machine, so that's why he was on pit road under the green for so long. He's back out there, hoping for a prayer. Justin Bond, the Daytona 270 winner last season. There he is. Scott Thomas. Running like his brother Rod did yesterday. Looking real sharp. Nick Watt. Looking really good right now. Running in 6th. The battle right now is back in 7th. And that's Keith Merrick. Keith Merrick now in the top 10. Looking really good. Dina Katie, who was involved in that incident, is up to 8th. 9th spot, that's Aaron Sloanaker. And for the first time today, we're mentioning Chad Grant. Back there in 10th, he's been running at the back of the field most of the day. And now there he is, now solidly in the show. Sometimes patience does pay off, and in his case it has. Battle for 11th, that Rocky Balboa Jr. will take that spot away from John Rucker. Rucker looked like he was in dire straits a few laps ago, but that caution got him back into this race. And now he is in the field right now. Running in 12th. And 13th, there's Joe Betts. He's backslid just a bit. And he's already solidly in the race anyway. Now just logging some laps. 14th, Mark Navarro has stayed up in the front. Now he's just trying to battle to stay there. And too shabby for him right now. 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th, all right here. That's Jared Barnhart, car 82, car 1, Jared Foster. Valentina, car 96, first time we mentioned her name today. Right in the thick of it, and the 07 of Catherine. And also Stephen DeVincenzo is right at the tail end of that group. Valentina now moves herself into the field. Jared Barnhart now on the outskirts. Actually, Jared is in the field. The yellow car there of Catherine Brewster, the 08 of Stephen DeVincenzo. They're on the outside looking in. The rest of the field is pretty much backslid and not going to be a factor. There's the 17th place car. There are 20 cars on the lead lap. There goes Barnhart back around the 96. This is where the action's going to be. We're down under 10 laps to go. Now it's the 96 in trouble. Catherine Brewster there in the 07. For any of those cars. Oh, 3 wide. 3 wide. Valentina's in, Jared's still in. The other Jared is out now. That'd be Jared Foster. I'm going to stick right here for these last few laps to see who's going to make the Daytona 270. Right now, that spot belongs to Jared Foster. Now it goes back to Valentina. Switches every lap. Now Stevens trying to get himself to race himself into the race. Couldn't quite make the move there. It's going to be tough for that 08. Remember, he was involved in that wreck. Oh, but Mark Navarro is sliding back. What's wrong with the 47? Oh man, this is a bad time to be dropping back. This late in the race. Mark Navarro is off the pace. Wow. Now it's between him and Steven to see who's going to be in the race now. Steven still couldn't quite make the move. Wondering if that nose damage is preventing him from making the full pass. Now Catherine Brewster is trying to make a run. Leader is Scott Toms at this moment. Keith Merrick has moved up into second, and Rocky Balboa Jr. has moved into third place. Now we're getting some surprises jumping up in there late in this run. But right now the story is right back here, the 17th position. Mark Navarro holding on to it. Steven wants it. So does that 07. Four to go this time by. What a slugfest. Well, now these guys are closing up on the 03 of Chad Grant. Chad Grant using some pit strategy to try to stay in front. Now he's going to get bombarded here. Now he's on the outside. And Steven is now in. Steven is now in the race. Car 08. He is now in the race when he made that move on the 03. Now it is the 08, the OWF Chevrolet of Steven DeVincenzo now is in the race. Mark Navarro is in the race. Chad Grant is not, and he is backpedaling in a hurry. Seems like that car has lost its handle. It's like they made the wrong mistake on pit road on that 03 because he is fading fast. Three laps to go. This is the battle zone right here. Now it looks like these guys have caught another pack of cars. There's Jared Foster again. Now he's in trouble with dropping out. He's stuck on the outside. Navarro going underneath him. Here comes Steven. That's going to allow Chad Grant to come back up into it. Two to go. Who's going to be in it? Who's going home? Chad's going to make it three wide. No, pull it off there. I think if he stays in line, he'll have a chance here. He'll have one more shot at it. Jared and Steven duking it out. This will put Jared back in spot. Now the 03. This is the battle right here. This is for 17th. This is getting intense. White flag, 1 lap to go. This is the final lap, and now Chad Grant is in the race. Jared is out of the race. Catherine Brewster is out of the race at this moment. Off turn 2. Back up to the lead. Keith Merrick leading the race. That might be a dogfight up front, but we're going to stay right here. Jared battling with Brewster, cannot get on the bottom. Here they come to the checkered. Chad Grant will hold on. He will be in the Daytona 270. Jared will have to wait and see. Catherine Brewster will miss it. What a race. Just as exciting and as amazing as the first race was. Scott Toms wins the race. He races his way in. Keith Merrick, what an effort for that 20 team. They will make the Daytona 270 in their debut in the number 20 Toyota. Average speed 199.915 miles an hour, and only slowed by 1 caution. The huge wreck at lap 50 that took out many drivers. There's your official standings right there on your left-hand side. Scott Toms in the race. Keith Merrick III. Rocky Balboa Jr. gets another Buick in the race. And a fine effort finishing in 3rd. Aaron Sloanaker will be in the race. Dina Katie, who was involved in that crash, Still brought it home and brought it home in 5th. Joe Betts is in the race. John Rucker, what a comeback for him. He will race at Daytona, at the Daytona 270. Eric Bond's in the race. Jared Barnhart's in the race. Nick Watt looked very strong today. He's in the race. Robert Sloanaker races his way in. Valentina, another Buick. So we're going to have 3 Buicks in the race at Daytona. That'll be a good one. Dustin Sloanaker is in. Justin Bond is in. Mark Navarro, another rookie, gets himself in the field. Stephen DeVincenzo gets in the field. And Chad Grant outruns Jared Foster, and he will run at Daytona. We will calculate the provisionals. We'll find out who else is in it. As you can see, the rest of the list there, Jared Foster just missing it. Brewster, we know she won't be in it. She'll have to pack up and go to Atlanta, as does John Kimball. Thomas Browning will have to hold on and wait and see if he gets in the race. Nina Williams, she's going to pack the trailer. James Manuel, more than likely, too low in provisional points. Looks like he's going to be loaded up on the trailer. Adam Shade will have to wait and see on him. Jordan Hampton as well. Miles Bennett Dyson, he will not qualify. Dave Cheney, he'll have to wait and see. And Rick Toms, more than likely, he's going to go on the trailer as well, because he is not high enough in the owner's points. So we'll get that all calculated, and we'll let you know who makes the Daytona 270. We already know 34 cars are in. Now we just get the provisionals, and then we will have a full 40-car field ready for Daytona. This is Captain Chaos signing off for today. I hope you enjoyed these heat races. We'll see you next time for the Daytona 270.